I think the overall health of the athletic department is doing great. Our marquee sports, if you will, I think are very much on the upswing. And the way you achieve athletically is through people. Herman Wells said you build a fabulous university through faculty, and you build a fabulous athletic department through coaches. Coaches are our faculty. Tom Crean's here today. He's doing a fabulous job with the basketball program. People really don't understand how far it had fallen and how much work he's putting into building it back up. We're on the precipice of being back where all of us want that to be. Todd Yeagley's here today. I've made 2 coaching changes since I've been here. In 2.5 years, I hired Todd Yeagley, and his first year he won the Big Ten championship and was named Coach of the Year. And I told Kevin Wilson that that's kind of the standard for him with the football program. So I'm expecting great things from him as well. Todd's done a great job with the academics and the athletic side as well. Kevin Wilson, Don mentioned a little bit about him. Here's a guy, 3-sport star in high school, valedictorian of his high school class, 2 degrees from the University of North Carolina, including one in mathematics education, walks on the football team there, earns a scholarship as an offensive lineman, 12 years with the coaching icon Randy Walker, including a Big Ten championship at Northwestern, 9 years with coaching icon Bob Stoops. As the offensive coordinator, sets records for the most prolific offenses in the country 4 years in a row. When he was at Miami, he was the offensive coordinator to a guy named Terry Hepner, who's the defensive coordinator. He's in the Bill Mallory coaching tree. Bill's son Doug is on his coaching staff. I mean, this guy's a tough-minded, smart, loyal, good communicator, and I expect and think there'll be great things happening in Bloomington this fall with the football program. The final thing we focus on of our 4 priorities is integration with our campus, not because we're good guys, but because the campus is a treasure trove of good stuff. So we work with the journalism school, the business school, information technology, physical plant, so forth and so on, to get free stuff so we can spend all of our money, hiring coaches and taping ankles and fixing facilities and that sort of thing.
First of all, it's great to be here. Was here last year at this event, and to see so many of these loyal IU fans, it means a lot to inspire us as coaches and to pass that to our student athletes. Similar to what Fred said, so much of our lives and many of yours here have been shaped by this institution and by athletics. And in my case, I was branded right out of the chute, with my father and mother both moving to Bloomington in '63 and starting a program and a life that has given me so much and we're very proud of. Our program has had some unparalleled success through the 1963 to today, and I'd be remiss not to speak of the man and certainly my mother, who did a lot, and the staffs of what my father has meant to me, but for Indiana athletics, to bring the success to what to soccer and our athletic department is unparalleled. So I want to thank my father for everything he's done, and I'm sure many of you have had a chance to meet him through the years. A lot's happened this past year since I was here. A lot goes into what we do and putting a team together. And I couldn't be more proud of some of the steps that we made as a team. And certainly those showed up with a Big Ten championship, with some fantastic results. And that's one part of the piece for us. We expect to win. That's part of our creed. But how we go about everything that we do every day and the types of players and the things that we teach them is very important. And that's a foundation for our team. And there are a few things that sit in our locker room that they see every day. We could put a lot of things up about the success, but 2 things very specific. It's everyday excellence is right in front of them when they come into the locker room. And with tradition comes responsibility. Those 2 things, if we do well and think about that, then I know the performance and our training will lead into our performance and everything that we do and our results. And our team understood that. They started to realize that. And we were a group that came in with not many high expectations into last season from Indiana soccer standards. And we need to get tougher mentally and get that will to win back and that strength. And I'm really proud this group grew a lot in that area. And that Big Ten championship, certainly we're proud of the hardware we can bring back and add that to the IU's legacy. But to see the players, the happiness they had, the sense of accomplishment, knowing what they'd had to do to prepare for that, that's really what's the reward for us as coaches, is to see that. And then to come home, I'll never forget this. I took the trophy with me when I left the stadium, and as I left the stadium, people kept asking me, "Where's your father? We couldn't see him." Well, he couldn't sit still all game for this Big Ten championship, so he floated around, and then I knew we were living together this past year, so I knew where he was. He was back at the house, and so when I brought the trophy in, the look on his face and satisfaction was one that I'll never forget. And we shared that moment together, and I think that, for me, is one that will drive me moving forward to bring more championships and success to Indiana.
Every chance we're getting right now to get these guys better, to get the program better, that's what we're focused on. That's what we're focused on. We had a workout group of Jordan Hulls, Victor Oladipo, Will Sheehy, and Christian Watford, because you're allowed to work out with 4 until the school year ends, or until 1 week before the school year ends. And we made sure that those guys were being pushed to a level that they'd never been pushed to. And that's not including the weight room, that's not including the conditioning. And I know guys were questioning why we went right back to conditioning and why we were doing all this running and all these slides. We went right back to doing it because we weren't tough enough. This team wasn't tough enough last year to finish everything the way that they needed to do it. We were close. We were close enough, but we weren't tough enough. And we weren't tough enough to get just a couple more stops in the game, or get a couple more layups, or grab a couple rebounds. And we've got to get that mindset across, that that's the only way that we're going to be able to be successful. And it's got to come from the players that are there, because the ones that are coming, they're going to be able to do that. But we've got to have that in-house. We've got to have jumps, and we've got to have a couple of guys right now that really make a jump. One study we did is what made programs rise from one year to the next. Teams that were maybe here that took a pretty good jump to there. And it wasn't just the new guys coming in. There was always 1 or 2 guys that made an in-house jump in that program that really helped elevate the team. And we've got a competition for that right now. I want everybody and anybody to be in on that competition. And to me, that's the kind of stuff that's going to put us over the edge and make us better. I mentioned those 4 players. They had a very good spring. Tom Pritchard is a guy that he continues to work. He continues to get better. He continues to spend time at it. He's also, if you've seen him play, you know that the free throw shooting hasn't been great, and you also know that his right hand is usually not attached to his body. I can't watch them work out, but I can hear stories. And there was a story, as it goes, last weekend, that Tom, Matt, and Janae Jackson, our strength and conditioning coach, were out in a pond and they were fishing. So no ball involved, and I couldn't make them be there, and I probably couldn't even have been there. We didn't have to check the rules on that. I already knew that rule. But they're out there fishing. And as the story goes, Tom caught one. He pulled it. It wasn't big enough. Took it off the hook with his right hand, threw it back with his right hand, and as the story goes, the fish went in. Okay? So we're building on that one right there. We're building on that practice. Okay? And we really are. We signed 3 young men, one that's a household name, the other 2 that really have a chance to come in there. They're not coming in to wait their turn. We didn't sign this young man, Remy Abel, from Louisville Eastern a few weeks back, saying, hey, yeah, come on in. Just wait till you're a junior. No, we signed him to come in now. He's a guy that he gets to the rim as good as anybody we have in our program. He's a year-round winner. He won with his AAU program. He won with his high school program. They've got 4 players from Louisville Eastern that are playing in the Indiana-Kentucky All-Star Series. It's the first time since the early 70s that there have been 4 guys from the same team on that Kentucky All-Star team. I think that says a lot. He was the leading scorer on that team. Those 4 guys are all going to play Division I. That's the kind of people we got to have. Somebody that comes in with the right attitude. You know, somebody that comes in and they want to be a part of it. They want to get in there. We'd assigned him early, but we didn't have the scholarships. We were waiting for this 6'11" dude down the street in Washington to make his decision. And it would have taken an act of Congress, and that might not have been enough to get us to use a scholarship before he made his decision. And thankfully that worked out the right way. But Remy signed with Bradley. There was a coaching change. What happens a lot right now when there's coaching changes, the guys decide they're going to change and they don't want to go to school there. Well, once he decided that, once he became a guy that we could recruit, we decided to do that. He had a strong interest in Indiana. It moved fast, and it's going to be a really good situation for us. Austin Ellerington's another one of those guys. He's gone a little bit under the radar because of some early injuries. And a little bit under the radar because it's not like the Indy Star covers that team every time because they're just a little bit out of pocket in Hamilton Heights. But we really like him. He's 6'6". He's tough. He played on the Indiana Elite AU team this summer with Cody. And I'll never forget a game in Dallas. He was guarding another young man that was a top 10 kid in the country, signed with a Big 12 school. I mean, I thought they were going to fight 3 or 4 times inside of that game. Now, you may say, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want to hear about that. I'm saying, yes, we need some of that. We need some guys that aren't afraid of the competition. We want somebody that's going to stand toe-to-toe with Jared Sullinger and Robbie Hummel and Draymond Green and all those guys. That's what we need. That's the toughness that we've got to have. That's one of the reasons so attracted to a kid like Austin. And we can stand up here and talk about Cody for a long time, but I'm going to tell you just a couple of things that stand out to me. I think when you look at that family, and I think if you can go back to Mother's Day, there was a story in the Indy Star that really captured what that family's all about. Because it starts in that home. It starts with Steve and Lori Ziller. And I don't know how many of you know them, but I have no shame in saying that I've learned a lot about being a parent. I've learned a lot from being involved with that family the last couple of years and watching how they do things. They are a special group. Luke, Tyler, Cody, those are 3 young men. And you start to look at it, 3 McDonald's All-Americans, 3 people going to play high-level basketball, the state championships, everybody won. Cody won 3 state championships. Year-round winner. One in the summertime with the Indiana Elite program, wins in the wintertime with Gene Miller. And I know we got a Princeton guy in here. Where'd he go? You still like Cody? We okay? Princeton-Washington's pretty good rivalry.
Big 8 boy, it's good.
Okay, so we're good. Because I was worried. I didn't want to talk too much about Cody if I was going to offend you with it. Because I've been to one of those rivalry games. Okay. Oh, there you go. Good. There we go. But so proud of what he's done. And he's going to give the salutatorian address at his school next week. And he's just done an amazing job. He's done an amazing job. And I think he gets as excited to talk to a church group or a youth group as he does just about anything else. But he's going to be really good. He's got to gain some weight. I met his brother last summer, and he told me that he had gained 35 pounds since he had gotten to college, and that was the summer before his junior year. Cody gets that weight on, we're not going to have him very long. You know, he is a special young man. He's got tremendous talent, but he's got tremendous mind. And he's got a mental toughness unlike anyone I've ever recruited. And so that's going to help make us better right off the bat. But I want every one of our players to understand that they've got a role to play right now. And this is the time where they jump.